Hi, Gym Brats. Welcome back to the Gym Brats podcast. My name is Hannah Leahy. I am the host of this show that is, of course, presented by gymowners.com. Today, I want to talk about some gym icks, some things that happen at the gym that are just absolutely disgusting or annoying to me. I just want to go ahead and hop into some of them. If you agree, let me know. Yeah, let's just go ahead and hop into some unpleasant things that happen at the gym. I want to go over some gym icks that I have. And if you're not familiar with what an ick is, it's basically something that someone does that just turns you off, that makes you grossed out, that you can't recover from. Like if someone gives me the ick, let's say, that's it. Like I'm never going to see them in the same light. What I want to do is to go over some of my gym icks, things that happen at the gym that just bother me. So if this makes me a hater, then so be it. I'm a hater, and haters are going to hate. So let's get into some of my gym icks. Number one, and this is probably the worst one for me, is when I'm using a piece of equipment or I'm doing an exercise and someone comes up to me and asks if I'm using a completely unrelated piece of equipment that's like halfway across the gym. I don't know if this happens to anyone else, but sometimes like I'll be doing, let's say like bicep curls, and usually a man will come up to me and he'll be like, hey, sorry to bother you. Are you using that? And points to like a leg press that's halfway across the gym. No, I'm not using the leg press in between my bicep curls that's halfway across the gym. You're good, bro. Go ahead. Like that kind of thing. Maybe I am just a hater, but that annoys me so much. Like I'm trying to work out and you're asking me if I'm using that piece of equipment halfway across the gym. No, go work out, go use it, you know? So that's number one. And honestly, I could probably make this a series because I have a lot of gym icks because I'm a huge hater. Okay, next. They all kind of just are about men. So this next ick is when a man is grunting and moaning and making the most obscene noises and like barely even lifting any weight. Like, that drives me so crazy. Like, it's usually like an older man who's like lifting a 5-pound dumbbell and he's like making these insane, like moaning, grunting sounds. I absolutely cannot stand that. You don't need that attention. You don't. Just stop. Please stop. You're making me uncomfortable. Like, even if like sometimes my headphones will be all the way up and there'll just be like the oldest man in the smallest shorts and a cutoff, just absolutely losing his mind on the bench press, grunting. And that is the fucking worst. Okay. So that's number two. That's a huge ick. Number three, this applies to men and women. So I'm sorry to the women out there who do this, but it's actually very annoying and kind of an ick. Using like the Smith machine for not even using the Smith machine. Like this, I'll give you an example. And I'm sorry to this girl, but she was using the bench in front of a Smith machine to do step ups, but she wasn't using the Smith machine like on her back to do the step up. She was just holding dumbbells and stepping up onto a bench and off of the bench, but within the Smith machine. So like I really wanted to do like Smith machine hip thrusts, but I couldn't because she was using the bench in the Smith machine to do dumbbell step ups. So it's just like small things like that where I just wish people would be more aware. Like you're using the only Smith machine to not use the Smith machine. Like you could go over to a bench instead and then someone could use that Smith machine. And granted, I could have like gone over and asked, but then I'm like the first ick where I'm like annoying this girl who's trying to get her workout in. So it's just, small things like that are annoying at the gym. But you know what? She got a good workout and I got the Smith machine when I got it and everything was fine. So I guess I can stop being a hater on that one. But yeah, that's a big ick. And then finally, my last ick for today would be just people who don't wipe down their equipment. It's so not hard. And again, this usually is men, but it's literally not hard, especially when it's been like a bench that they've been laying on. And just thinking about it is grossing me out. But when there's like if let's say they were like laying on a bench, like on their back, and they get up and there's like those marks where like their shoulders and back were of like sweat and they don't wipe it off. Ooh, that is just gross. That's an actual ick. Always wipe off your equipment, please. I'm begging. Like, okay, sometimes if I'm literally walking on a treadmill for 5 minutes and I don't touch anything, Sometimes, I'll admit, like literally rarely, but sometimes I won't walk over to wipe the treadmill down. And I'm sorry that I'm saying that, but that is true. Sometimes I won't. But any other time, whether it's a machine, it's a dumbbell, it's a bench, whatever, I always wipe it down. And especially if I was going to leave back sweat marks, 1,000% I would wipe it down. So that's my final ick to leave you with today. Please wipe down your equipment. If you have any other icks to contribute, please send them to me on Instagram. I would love to hear your icks. I think icks are so funny and so relatable, and I have a lot more, so I'll share them in the next one. But yeah, those are all the icks I have for you today. Okay, those are all the icks I have for you for today's episode. I hope you found them entertaining. I hope you are self-aware at the gym. But yeah, if you have other icks, please leave them in the comments, subscribe to the channel, and also, of course, follow us on Instagram at the Gym Brats Pod. Please leave me your icks because I love to hear them. But in the meantime, eat your protein, drink your water, and don't be afraid to take up space in the gym.